How's it going? I'm here. It's Marissa da Silva. Is that
Just Silva,
but
but you're
Del
good.
Silva? I'm sorry.
No worries.
And you're with Young Lives, which is a branch off Young Living or Young Life.
Young,
Young Life, not essential oils.
not young, not, we love essential oils. I love them, but Young Life, not Young
Young
Living.
Life. So I'd love for you to just start us out telling us a little more about yourself. What is Young Life and Young Lives, and how did you get involved?
Yes, I'd love to. So my name is Marissa da Silva, as he said, and I am the director of Young Lives in Chester County. And so I oversee our 3 ministries to teen moms, but get to directly work in the City of Coatesville with teen moms. So Young Life is a ministry it's a parachurch ministry. It's a parachurch ministry. Sorry about that. I wanted to make the beeping stop. So Young Life is a parachurch ministry whose mission is to introduce adolescents to Jesus Christ. And so about 30 years ago, there was a woman who realized that their traditional programming doesn't fit the lifestyle of a teen mom. And so she started a branch of the ministry called Young Lives, which is really the goal is to walk alongside teen moms, to pair them with a mentor who will walk through life with them, walking through the ups and downs, basically just walking through life with them, being a support system, and meeting in groups to build community amongst them, with the ultimate goal that we know there's a laundry list of things that people could say that any teenager needs, let alone a teenager who finds themselves as a mom. But ultimately, we know that the most important thing that they need in their life is Jesus. And so our goal is to point them to their ultimate savior, the person who loves them more than any of us could love them, and even more than their child could love them, Jesus Christ. So that's a little bit about what we do. We love to work with our moms in Coatesville, and COVID has made things look a little bit different than we're used to, but we're still walking through life with them and building relationships with them, meeting new ones, and ultimately hoping to share Jesus with them.
That's awesome. So how do you get involved? What's a little bit about you?
Oh, a little bit about me. So I was a traditional Young Life student when I was in high school in Downingtown, lots of years ago. And then through that, I became a Young Life leader, and then ultimately served at a Young Life camp for my senior year of college. And I realized that there was this great ministry called Young Lives, where teen moms were coming up to camp. So Young Life takes our kids, all of our kids, up to one of the most beautiful resorts that we call camp. And so I was working there, and I saw these teen moms come off the bus with their babies. And I said, this is going to be the perfect ministry for my mom. And so I tried to get my mom involved. We went and did childcare at camp for a while to help them. And actually it was when Coatesville started. I was a teacher at Collegium Charter School for 5 years prior to coming on staff with Young Life. And my now boss told me that she was starting a club in Coatesville. And so a lot of my students had come from the city of Coatesville. And so I was helping at the Bridge Academy and doing some other things in the community, and it just felt like it fit. And so I said, sure, I'll give it a try. I'll help. I'll do childcare. I never once did childcare. I just quickly realized that even though I'm not a teen mom, I'm not even a mom at this point, or even now at this point, I'm not a mom. Ultimately, a teen mom is still a teenage girl who is searching for love and searching for someone to care about them and to walk alongside life with them, and to be their friend, a friend who's going to point them in the right direction instead of the wrong direction. And so I quickly realized that the Lord could use me in the lives of teen moms, just like he had shown me that he could use me in the life of traditional high school students or a variety of people. And so about a year or so after volunteering, they asked me, hey, you want to go on staff? And if you rewound about 10 years ago, when I was graduating college, I said, I will never go on Young Life staff. And that is famous last words, because God laughs in your face, I think, whenever you tell him you'll never do something for him. And he made it happen. And so 5 years ago, I joined Young Life staff, overseeing, like I said, all of Chester County, but getting to directly work with the moms in Coatesville, which is really my favorite part of my job. Like I love all the parts, but working with the moms and getting to see them grow in their faith, them grow as women, them grow as moms is just such a treat. And I get to learn how to be a mom eventually, hopefully, from the world's greatest moms. Like I honestly can say all of the moms that I work with are amazing moms who love their kids well. And so it's a privilege to learn from them.
Cool. So as we're thinking about Christmas season, one of the connectors that ultimately led to us having this conversation was the fact that Mary would have been a teen mom, an unwed teen mom, and just thinking through the social pressures she would have faced back then. But let's fast forward just to today. What are some of the pressures and struggles you see moms today in this community struggling with?
Yeah, I mean, they are still teenage girls. And so it is a very interesting dynamic when you have a teenage girl who, just like most teenage girls that we see in the community, want to hang out with their friends and do all of these things. But now they have this child who's also requiring their time. And so they land in this really interesting place of the peer pressure still coming on them that a normal teenage mom will feel, but then also the pressure from the world as, hey, I'm a mom now. I didn't mean to say teenage mom before, a normal teenage girl. And now as a mom, they're feeling all the mom pressure, mom guilt, all those things. All the ladies out there who are listening to this, they know all the pressures that you feel as a mom. It's weird because they have to experience both. And they do so often not experiencing community. And so I can remember I asked a girl one time, why do you like YoungLives? And she said, it's the first place I went that I could be around other women and not feel judged. She said, I go to school and I'm judged for the girl who got pregnant. I go to the park with my kid to take them to play, and the other moms look at me because they see how young I am. And so they're just living in this dynamic where they don't have that community that we all know that we were created to live in and thrive in. And so that's kind of like the biggest, they experience both pressures. And then on top of that, like most of them are single moms. And so whether they have family support or not is different depending on which mom we're talking about. And so how am I going to provide for my family? How am I going to make sure that there is food on the table for my kid? How am I going to make sure that there is a roof over our heads to keep us safe and warm? Are all things that they experience, some at different levels. And that's the other interesting thing about teen moms is it's not a cookie cutter situation. Every teen mom is not the same. Every family that a teen mom lives in is not the same. And so, but ultimately, I think the biggest thing I notice that my teen moms are hungry for is connection and love. Most of them will say that a lot of them getting pregnant wasn't necessarily planned. It was a little bit of a mistake, but a lot of them would say that their child did in fact save them, which we know that Jesus is the only one who actually saves us. But their child has been what has kind of often pulled them out of a destructive lifestyle that they were walking down. So.
Gotcha. Awesome. I feel like you're speaking our language this morning. So we have a process we want to walk people through. And like you've walked right through it, which is awesome. It starts with, we want people to meet God. Then we want to help them find freedom. And we keep saying that we only find freedom through community. But then you were talking, moms aren't cookie cutter. They're all unique. And our third step is helping people discover what their purpose is. So now that we recap that, let's transition into maybe my last question for you, which is if this conversation is tugging on someone's heartstrings right now, and they're like, you know what, I need to find out more about this ministry and how I can serve YoungLives. What should they do?
So obviously you can ask DJ. He's got all my contact information. This is my favorite thing to talk about. I love talking about what I get to do. My favorite thing to do is spend time with teen moms. But my favorite thing to talk about is how awesome they are and what a privilege it is to walk alongside them. So get my contact information from DJ, or else you can also go to our website. I will make sure that you guys have a link to that hopefully, I don't know,
we'll edit it in.
Perfect.
Yeah, it'll be
editing. It'll be right there for you guys, that you guys can check it out and see what we have going on. But we would love women, and honestly, men, if your hearts are tugged, like there are some behind the scenes things and stuff like that. And who knows, maybe our first ministry to teen dads through YoungLives would happen through some gentlemen who are hearing this and having their heartstrings pulled. So I would love to connect with you.
awesome. And definitely, if anybody knows any teen moms that need that community, need that connection, we want to connect them with you also.
Please and thank you. That's the hardest part, is finding the teen moms. They often go into hiding. So help me find them if you know them.
Awesome. Hey, well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank